Hello and welcome back to Pod Popper's Place. I'm Penny, and today with Kendra's Card Challenge number 15, we are celebrating featured prize sponsor Artful Angel. Artful Angel's newest release includes this stamp set called Yeshua. I'm going to be using the entire stamp set laid out to be my background and both of my panel pieces. The first one, the panel will be about 2 1/4 by 5, except for that the Yeshua stamped out as laid out as it comes in the set is actually too big for the 5-inch design, and so I'm going to make it into a 5x7 card, and I'm going to cut the measurements still to 2 1/4, although maybe I should have made it larger than that, but I'm going to make it a 6-inch tall Yeshua so that I can get the entire name there. And then I'm going to use the other half for my smaller piece. And then here I am just going to cut the entire stamp set as it is laid out and use that as my 5x7 backdrop. So here are my measurements that I've changed everything to for all of the layers, and a sneak peek at what I plan to do with all of my pieces once I have them all ready to go. I'm actually going to turn this into a Christmas card, and I'm going to use some of these pieces from my stash that cut out a nativity scene and a little backdrop of Bethlehem. First, I'm going to use some Gina K masking paper, and I'm going to cut my little nativity out of that so that I can place that over my panel with the Yeshua on it. Some of the word will be covered up a little bit, but right now, but once I put the ink on and stuff, most of it will be able to be seen. The Mary figure will be covering part of the S, and I have to move around the Joseph figure a few times because he's quite a bit taller, and I am trying to stick it a little bit higher so that I can put my other panel on there without covering up too much of the scene, but I want to make it sure it's low enough that I can put the star above the manger as well. So this is a little bit different of an idea for a Christmas card, but I thought it would be neat because it is all the names of God in this set, and I am going to be using some colors too that are not typical Christmas colors. So all around, this is just going to be an atypical Christmas card. I do hope you find this Christmas card interesting though, and that it inspires you to create something a little out of the box for this Christmas card season. So first I get out yellow and red. I know, not typical Christmas colors, but I do want the yellow because I want it to kind of look like it's shining around baby Jesus, and then red, of course, is a great Christmas color, but I just thought it would be good to have it and mix together and kind of get a little sunset kind of look as well behind the manger. And then as I'm going along, I kind of felt like I needed to add more of a starry or dark night behind that as well. So I do end up coming over it with a dark blue and giving it a more of a nighttime feel. While I set that aside to dry a bit, I'm going to work on the smaller panel, and for this one I wanted to put some stars over it, and so I got out this stencil that I made with my brother scan and cut with some stars on it, and I used just the same yellow ink, and then I was going to use some clear like sparkly gel on the top of it just to make them shine, but I couldn't find that in the chaos that is still my craft room after our basement flooding. So I got out this yellow lunar paste, and it still gives it a lot of sparkle and shine, just not the same way I had originally intended. So now I'm pulling off all of my little masks here, and as you can see, Mary is a little bit hard to see with the S being right there, and so I decided to use my white gel pen to just go over it, and you'll have to tell me what you think, because initially I was like, oh, I definitely gotta use my gel pen to show that Mary's there, but then when I looked at it on the camera, I thought, well, maybe that doesn't look so bad. So let me know what you think. Should I have left it alone and not messed with it, or was the gel pen a good idea? I cut the layers for the two panels out of the same red that I used on the ink, and as I'm trying to place this, it's just way too big, that smaller panel. I'm trying to see how everything looks together, and so I decided to trim it down a bit, and so I'm making the panel 3 inches instead of 3 1/4, and then the layer will be 3 1/4 instead of 3 1/2. And then I used some sparkle shimmer spray on my Yeshua panel because I wanted to give it some shine and make it a little bit more interesting, and I really like how that looks. So I glue everything together and lay this down, and it will cover up a lot of the background. It really is not there for everything to see, but I just like that I can pretty much put the entire stamp set on the front of the card. So today's hop is a giveaway hop, and there are multiple people in the hop, so I hope that you will check out everyone's video and see what they created. And also, if you would like to have a chance to win a digital download from Cards by Kendra, then please fill out the form in the description box below. After gluing down a couple layers of my Bethlehem scene so that I kind of had a little bit of a shadow, I didn't like how you could see the red behind the opening of the little city portion there. So I decided to put a little scrap of yellow paper behind it so that it looks more like there's light shining through. And then I'm just tucking my other layers in there with some extra, a little shim, just so that it's not folding down too much. And I've gotten everything tucked behind that Bethlehem scene nice and tight. Thankfully, Kendra's card challenge gives you lots of grace when it comes to creating the cards and using the sketches. So even though there is a sentiment for this sketch that it calls for on the center, I decided to not use that because I didn't want to cover up any more of the names of God on there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please come again soon.